What's going on, everybody? I want to talk about bridges and grounding and networks and how this looks in the organic and inorganic world. And I'll use this, I'll use where we are right now to try to show you so you can see what I'm talking about. If I walk over here, there's this grass here. I take my shoe off, I'm connected to the earth through my soul, and the kind of information and charge I get is much, much different than if I have my shoes on. Now, when people put a shoe on, what they do is they can walk in different places, but they've lost connection to what they're walking on. So then they go and throw concrete on everything. Yeah, you could wear your shoes out here, but the connection's not going to be there. So everyone out there in computer land is digitally accessing the information that the light workers, bridge workers, the people that basically stay in between to ferry people. And it's all about the mental network, the mind network, because your whole experience is based upon your mind. But we can access it differently. So in the digital format, in the digital world, the inorganics, listening on the other side of this computer, you are able to upload the frequencies that I can get from being in these places. And just like I spoke at length about the other day, about like say Vesuvius or Nature Boy Elijah or Master of Earth, they're relaying things in different ways. See, Nature Boy relays it in this way right here. Let me show you. See right there. He gets source code. Master of Earth, he tells you all about the physicality in the body, and he does a lot with how the body functions. I kind of like to direct people to their mind, because your whole experience is lived out through your mind, no matter where you are. Whatever's going on, 1,000 things could be going on, but if you're focused, then that's the only thing that's happening. Or you could be experiencing everything, even though you're in the space that you are now. So you're basically downloading different harmonics and frequencies and rhythms. So speaking of rhythms, when you take your shoes off and you walk around, you'll find your gait is different. You get more connected, like not only in a physical level, but you do in an electrical level. And so these grid systems, the organic grid network, is grounding yourself into the earth, and you connect with the things of the earth. So where you are, we're able to bridge information from the organic system through this portal here, which is a technological device, into your consciousness. The same way, it's somewhat like watching a movie, but it's much more real, because we know that the movies they're not real, they're staged. It's all just cut and put together. There's no genuineness there. But see, this is genuine. You're here. See, it's right there. And so we put these information packets into our system, into our brains, and we're able to. I mean, we do this in 3D and living color with plenty of people too. But there's, as I was talking about, getting into different locations of the mind. It's like people that have done psychedelics or different substances, even just different meditations. They go to different places in their mind, so their access points are different. The things they can recognize. See the train tracks there? Oh, here we go. Train tracks right there in the train. That's where time comes from. Now that let's move on to this time thing. This comes around every 30 minutes. But does it? 30 minutes? Where did that clock come from? Well, that clock that you use came from these tracks right here. See those tracks? So your perception of time is based upon those things. That right there is your. So when they want to get somewhere, look at this is where they can go. Look where I can go. See, my feet are off. I can go over here, and I can feel the earth. They have their shoes on. They're on a trolley. They're moving at a pace of whatever that's doing. That's that pace, and it's stagnant, and it can't move outside of that track. And what we attempt to do here is get your mind off of the track that it's on. Your mind is in a track because your physical environment has basically homogenized everything and turned everything into a time-based system, which isn't real. There's no such thing as time. These train tracks are here, but the time, no, the time doesn't exist. That's the connection. You're connected to a wiring system in your brain, much like a train track. Or you see this and you think that. Go through your education system and see how schooling works and IQ tests. They do a lot of association games. Think of this. What do you think of? What's the opposite of that? But as I've explained very clearly to people before, what is the opposite of a tree? Tell me. You don't know because there is nothing. Tell me the opposite of a duck. There's nothing. What's the opposite of water? Nothing. See? So there are no opposites. There's one thing. There's one giant universal mind. And so when we get into this idea of what side of the tracks are you on, what side of the tracks do you live on, what side of time do you live on, it's this system that was installed, this hardware in your mind of suggested dualism. It's all through your schooling. You can remember it now. What do you associate with this? Well, we're trying to change associations that you have in your mind. The patterns that you have, it's a way of unrecognizing patterns, of pulling apart patterns, of saying that's not the rhythm, that's not the real thing, that's not what's going on. The curious sounds and flows and patterns, and it's getting off of that track and getting away from associating things in a way that you were instructed through your entire education system. We're unindoctrinating, removing that connection, the connection to this is the opposite of that, this means that, and it opens it up. It opens up your mind to expanding possibilities, to an infinite larger reality. And this totally moves into the connection to why I suggest fasting and trying to learn how to lucid dream and get out of body, because that is another step in expanding your awareness of what the infinite everything is. Because it's forever. It's everything. It's all yours. So, yeah, have a good day, y'all. We'll chat soon.